Not so long ago, I moved to Fairfield, and I changed from a big church to a small church. I found this wonderful little church here in Fairfield, and I love this church. But my plan was to skate for a while. You know how it is. It's hard to change churches, and you just want to kind of disappear and enjoy it for a year or two, and not do anything, right? But I looked around, and there was the altar party, and then there were the ushers, and then most everybody else in the congregation was in the choir, and whoever else wasn't was in the altar guild afterwards. I thought, Jan, we need to find a job because we're the only people here that don't have a job. So we did, and I said, let's find something easy. So we're ushers, and I urge you, if you don't have a job, usher is really easy. So you can work, you can ease your way in doing that. But it wasn't long. I didn't get to skate. It wasn't long before Reverend Karen appointed me to fill a vacancy on the vestry, and now I'm on the vestry full-time. And I said, but I'm a nurse. And you've heard from Larry and Jim and Delicia how many things are going on this year. We've repaired half the church. And I don't know anything about plumbing or electrical or trimming trees. That's not my shtick. I'm a nurse. But I do know about AEDs, and so it became time for us to buy an AED. And so we researched that, and we have one. It's right inside the kitchen, and if you don't know where it is, you need to go look and familiarize yourself where it is, because we might need it someday. And then several of us, 6 of us, took CPR lessons, which I could arrange because that's my shtick. I can do that. We all have gifts that we can use in different ways in the service of this church. I remember long ago at my church in San Rafael, I was watching the guy in front of me, and he was in distress. And I was planning my attack. If he went down, I was going to vault over the pew and, start CPR. Fortunately, he didn't, and I can no longer vault over anything. So, but you should rest assured that there are lots of us here that can save you if you choose to have your heart attack here in church. And for the rest of you, go get the AD and bring it to us. You may not know, I'm a cradle Episcopalian. My mother forced my father to change. And I was raised Episcopalian and confirmed in Germany. We were a military family. And when I joined Trinity Cathedral, we had to go to these classes. Remember that? And they said, well, who confirmed you? And I was 13. I didn't have the faintest idea who confirmed me. So I called my mother up and I said, Mother, who confirmed me? Now I figured it was a visiting itinerant military bishop that went around the world, confirming people. She said, oh, that was the Archbishop of Canterbury came and confirmed you. I said, oh my goodness. Well, wasn't that a shock? I mentioned that to Reverend Grant Carey, and he said, oh, I remember him. That was so-and-so, back in the day. But you would think, having been Episcopalian for a very long time, that I would know about the church, but I didn't. And it wasn't till middle age that I realized, I thought the money came from somewhere, but it doesn't. And actually, I thought it came maybe from the diocese. But at middle age, I found out that we is where the money comes from to run our church, and that we actually give money to the diocese. That was a shock. That was a terrible shock. And from these pledges, that gives us an idea of how much we can build our budget. You know, we have a little bit of rental income, we have pledges, we have gifts, wonderful gifts and bequests. And Reverend Karen's very good at getting grants, and Reverend Catherine is a bonus to our community. But we need the pledges to keep our daily activities going, and we have the vestry has plans for more outreach and more community programs. So we need your pledges, and we ask for just a little bit of an increase. And if you haven't done a pledge, it doesn't matter how little it is, it just gives us, please fill out the card anyway, because it gives us an idea of how to build the budget. You know. So sign up for a job, any job, and do make your pledge. Take a leap and join the congregation where everybody has a job. Tell out your soul the greatness of the Lord. Amen.